Alright, welcome back. In this video we're going to go ahead and start looking at the life cycle of activity. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to come up here and we're going to override a few of the main methods that come with our activities. So we're going to say go to override methods. So we already have it on create. Let's go and get on start. We're gonna go on restart. We're gonna go on resume. Let's go on stop and on destroy. All right, so let's go OK. And you can see here we got all of our functions or methods that we'll be able to override. To look at this and see what's going to happen, we're going to go ahead and create toast messages instead of all of these methods here. So make text call. Let's import. Let's say get application. Import our toast there, and we say in text we're going to say on start method call, and inside we're going to toast dot length. We're going to say long, and then we're going to show. Copy all of this and paste everywhere else so that we don't have to do the same thing all over. Let's see here. So this is on start, this is on restart, and on destroy. Alright, so let's save this and we're going to go and run this application. So as our applications starts, we will see all of these messages being displayed on the screen here. So let's go ahead and run this. Right, should run pretty soon here. I want you to keep your eyes on at the bottom here of the screen of our emulator. Okay, say on start on resume called. Let's go back and run our app again so you can see. So you see on pause, on stop, on destroy methods call, and it's done. Let's go ahead and find our app again and run it one more time. It's called my activity. So on start method was called, and on resume method, so resuming everything. And if we get out of it, you will notice what's going to happen. Keep your eyes around here. And on stop was called, and then on destroy method is called. So as you can see, even after we've exit our application, these methods, some of these methods, these are being called. So let's look at our diagram here. What's happening here? I took this diagram from Google. It pretty much shows you exactly what's happening. So when you first launch your app, it launches your activity, right? It goes through this process. We have the onCreate method that is first called, that sets up everything, and then we go to onStart and on resume, and then our activity is running. That's when we actually see things happening. Now, if the user, let's say, returns to a different activity or goes back, exits our activity, it's called on pause. And on pause, the activity, it's no longer visible. So the user cannot see the activity. That doesn't mean, though, that the activity is done doing what it's supposed to do. The activity is only killed or shut down if the system, the Android operating system, realizes, okay, this activity has been on stop for a little while, then it calls the on destroy method, which then it just kills that activity. So on pause, it just means the activity is on hold, not necessarily done or killed by the system. Now, if it's on pause and comes back, it goes back to on resume. As you noticed, when we clicked our back button to exit out of our activity, when we come back, we went straight to on resume, so that activities would start running again. If you're on stop, the user goes back and navigate to an activity. It goes back to on restart and goes back and goes on resume and then shows the activity again. So in our example, we only had one activity, which means one window. But the system, the same concept works if you have one or two or three. And all of the activities, this is very important to know, if we have more than one activity, they are created and put on a stack. So if you have, let's say, activity A and activity B and activity C, if you open activity A and then exit out of that and open activity B, well, guess what? Activity A goes at the bottom and then activity B goes at the top. If you then go to activity C then is the top one, it goes to the top of activity B. And that concept is very important as we get into more complex applications that we develop that requires more than one activity. But if we go back one more time here so that you can take another look, let's go again, open our main activity again, our app, and it says on start method call, okay, on resume, and pretty soon it's going to open, it's saying it's going to open our activity, which is here. And then we go back, on pause was called because it's not visible anymore, and stop, now it's called, it's getting ready to call on destroy, and there it is, on destroy. And now our activity is dead. Great. So now you've learned how to override activity methods that are related to a life cycle of activity. And you may always ask, well, why do I need to know this? You need to know this because there will be times when you want to be able to do something depending on which state your activity is on. So let's say if your activity is about to be destroyed, you might want to be able to save something, let's say to a database or to your file system on your app, right? So these methods here are very helpful because then we are able to do things that we realize, oh, it's important to do them before the activities are destroyed or are restarted or are on pause. See you in the next video.